Hi, Virgo. This is your reading for the month of March and April. It is a general read, but I'm going to cover love as well as career, and you can kind of see however it resonates for you. Time is fluid, so it may not resonate right away, or it may resonate at a later time, and it may not resonate at all because there is no way I can read for every single Virgo. So, the heart of the matter is the Three of Wands with the King of Pentacles and Judgment. Um, we're looking right here in the center for those of you who are following along. There is something that you are. There's a big decision here with Judgment, and you're sort of looking outward, maybe turning your back on something. So that could be a relationship, a job, some sort of a situation, and it's involving the King of Pentacles. Now, this could just be you, it is an earth sign, or it could be someone you're dealing with. Male or female, it doesn't matter. Um, Typically, the characteristics of this person are that, they're a family person, but they seem more concerned. Typically, they're more concerned about money than anything else. So, that's in more of a negative sense, but there's a big decision. You're doing a lot of reevaluating around if this is a person, this could be a boss, or this could just be your place in terms of work. Because what's causing this energy is the Five of Pentacles. So if this is a job, this is a job where you may not feel valued. This is a job where you may not feel you're making enough. Maybe you think you deserve more money and your boss won't give you a raise. Maybe you're at one of those jobs where you can't really get a raise. And so unless you leave and try to pursue something else, you're never really going to make any more than you're already making, if that makes sense. And if this is a person, you are feeling a lack in this relationship. Now, this could be because they're leaving you out, they're kind of off doing their own thing and you're left behind. Or it could be that you are the one who's kind of off doing your own thing because this person just isn't fulfilling you on some level. Again, I always say it could go vice versa, right? Um, Now, the recent past, the main energy is the Four of Swords, and it was clarified with the Five of Swords. Now, for those of you who know tarot, the card that comes before the Four of Swords is the Three of Swords. So I often see the Four of Swords when there's been some type of disappointment, and this person needs to just clear their head. They need a break. So this could be for people in relationships that you have taken a break. Like literally you are separated, or maybe you're still living together, but you're not really connecting right now. You're just taking space right now because you are trying to figure out what you want, or maybe you're waiting on them. But with this Five of Swords, I'm not liking it because the Five of Swords is an energy of winning. And you should never want to conquer in a relationship. And so I'm wondering if it honestly looks like someone did something that was a bit deceptive or harsh. Maybe you just had a really nasty fight and they pulled out some hurtful words and cut you down. It could be something like that, or it could be that they literally did something humiliating. Like it varies. And you are trying to figure out how you want to deal with this. So it could definitely be deception. And I'm going with that just because I asked what was causing this energy. And we have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Three of Swords. So this can go a few different ways. This could be that the other person is a Queen of Wands. It could be male or female. This is a general reading. It could be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or it could just be anyone. Typically, the Queen of Wands is that the very, like, in terms of generalizing, she is, very attractive. I often see her coming up as the other woman because she's very fiery and independent. And so you may be thinking about what happened revolving this person. And with the Three of Swords, there was definitely heartache. There was a breakup, or there was just hurt. And you're not totally broken up yet. It's going to be different for everyone. That's in terms of love. If there's no third party, and you are resonating with this so far, it could just be that you are trying to figure out if you are capable of becoming the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is someone who I would say is pretty bold and brave and courageous and is ready to take action. And so maybe in order to leave this person, you need to become this, this archetype. And you're wondering, can I do this? Like, can I cut this person out? Can I be brave and courageous? So it could be that too. But regardless, something happened here in the past that I think it wasn't fair to you. So, it could be that you, Virgo, did something, shady to someone else. It definitely could be that, but I would like to think that you didn't. In terms of work, this could be, losing a position. Maybe you got demoted, or your department closed down altogether, or maybe there was just some form of disagreement with someone in the workplace, and it just left you feeling really just like you didn't fit in there, like this is a toxic environment for you, and you might have been really hurt or just stressed out because of it, is what I'm seeing. And so if this is resonating on the work front, you're trying to figure out, can I overcome this and stay at this job, or do I need to leave it? The obstacle for you, Virgos, for March and April is the Eight of Cups. It was clarified with the Nine of Pentacles, and what's causing this is the Two of Pentacles. So the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that no longer serves you. And it is in the obstacle position. So that is telling me that there is something that is no longer serving you, but you are unable to walk away from it. If a relationship has already ended, emotionally you haven't let go. For some of you, you are still in this relationship. And with the Nine of Pentacles, also as the obstacle, this is telling me, for some of you, you don't want to be alone. Because the Nine of Pentacles is typically someone who is very self-sufficient, very financially stable, emotionally stable, and she actually likes to be single. So when it's in the obstacle position, you may not want to be single, and so that is what's keeping you in this relationship. For a lot of other people, this is money. Perhaps you and your partner do well together, and you have a really nice lifestyle, and you don't want to lose that, because maybe you can buy Versace bags, or I don't know, you can spend more money on yourself, and that if you were to separate, that you wouldn't have that lifestyle anymore. Because what's causing this energy is the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles can just be about someone who's trying to make a choice. Right now they're managing a lot, but they know that this isn't, you may or may not know, but this can't go on forever, because it's not realistic, I guess, or it's not healthy. But it also could be money. Again, I'm seeing a strong theme of money and a strong theme of not wanting to be alone here. It might be both. So you might maybe you have some debt, and you moved in with your partner, and you're able to pay off more of your student loan, or buy a new car, or like it could be anything. Go to the spa every week, and you don't want to lose that. So that is your obstacle. The basis of the situation is the Knight of Swords, clarified with the Ace of Swords, and what's causing it is the Seven of Swords. So a lot of mental energy here. I think that this is connected to what happened in the past for some reason. I just think that. Knight of Swords is a very abrupt energy. It's a very harsh and aggressive energy. And the Seven of Swords is kind of a shady energy. So I'm not sure which side this goes on. Sorry. I need to back up for a minute. I didn't really explain the obstacle in terms of business. So for business, it could just be that you're not happy at your job. You don't want to leave it. Maybe you're worried that you won't be able to find a new job and have money. Maybe you make a lot of money, but you're just not happy. And so you don't want to lose that. So sorry, I thought I'd cover that too. Anywho, so yes, Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, this is the basis of the situation. I think someone either came in with information, or you demanded information, either or, because you wanted some clarity. I think regardless, you got that clarity with the Ace of Swords there. This is, it could be a really aggressive fight, like a verbal argument. Um, with that Ace of Swords, someone could have just kind of, this is an all upright reading, but it could have gotten nasty. And what's causing this is the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords could be that, you were sneaking around trying to find out what's going on here. And what you discovered wasn't really what, you were hoping to find. It was maybe worse. Or maybe your partner found out you were sneaking around trying to find out information and they just came at you. I guess it could be your partner just caught, like if you're with someone who's quite volatile and maybe unpredictable, maybe something triggered them and they just, attacked you. Regardless, I don't like it. I don't like it, and I understand why you're trying to figure out what you want to do and, maybe how to get out of this situation. In terms of a job, again, it has to do with what happened back here. So this could be a verbal dispute at work. This could be a fight with you and your boss or one of the coworkers. And it looks a bit dramatic to me. It looks like drama, and it didn't have to go that way. Maybe someone was doing something they shouldn't in the workplace, and you tried to do the right thing, and you ended up getting, kind of scapegoated because of it. I've heard of that happening before. So, what's on your mind is death. So that tells me that you are very much considering ending a situation. You are considering ending a relationship, ending a job, a friendship, something. And the reason is because you are not emotionally satisfied. You're not getting what you need and perhaps what you even want. So that's pretty self-explanatory in terms of a job. So I'm not going to really go into that anymore. Your environment is showing the High Priestess, and it was clarified with the Nine of Swords and then the Eight of Swords. So I think, Virgo, your intuition is going to be very heightened over the next few months, which is very, it's not surprising is what I mean, because Mercury is retrograde in Pisces. So Virgos, I say we because I'm a Virgo, are typically really analytical and logical and are really good at seeing the details. But during this retrograde, we're not going to be able to rely on that. And we're only going to be able to rely on intuition. So your intuition might be maybe even enhanced. And I think that you know that there's stuff going on in the environment around you that people aren't telling you about. Whether that's at work, workplace gossip, workplace favoring, just gossip is the best way I can think of it. In terms of relationship, you know that your partner is withholding stuff from you, and perhaps they're being really secretive. And what I'm seeing is it's causing you a lot of anxiety. So in the workplace, if you sense something's off in the workplace, you're probably right. And if you sense people are gossiping about you and scapegoating you and mistreating you, you're probably right. And in terms of relationship, listen to your intuition, because it's causing you anxiety because you're not listening to it. And perhaps because you're fearful, of course. But being trapped is an illusion. You're not actually trapped. You can break free. You do have that free will and you do have that power. So just know that. Under your hopes and fears, I definitely see it as a hope. You had a lot of emotion. You had the King of Cups clarify with the Page of Cups and then clarify with the Queen of Cups, because I wanted to really make sure that I was picking up the energy correctly. So in terms of a relationship, this King of Cups could be, that's what you're hoping from your partner. You're hoping for maybe more of an emotional connection, because with this King of Pentacles, you might not be getting that. This person may be all about paying the bills, going to work, and it's boring to you, or they're neglecting you in some way, or it's just, or they're being shady, I don't know. But maybe you're hoping for the King of Cups, that emotional connection again. But with the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups, I think more than anything, you're hoping for an emotional. I think you're hoping that the emotional connection between you two is strong enough that whatever happened back here, that you can overcome it. I think that's what you're hoping for. You might also be hoping that they reach out to you with an emotional gesture. Maybe apologize. Um, in terms of a career, and the same thing. You might be hoping that this just emotionally goes your way, or that you get an offer that's more emotionally fulfilling for you. Um, I'm just thinking. This could also be someone in the workplace, the King of Cups, that you're hoping maybe stands by you, defends you, has your back, something like that. It could be that too. Regardless, a lot of emotion. So you are very emotionally attached to whatever situation is going on, which is what's making it so hard for you to walk away from it. Um, Whether it's career relation or love relationship, family relationship, whatever. Um, the outcome to this situation, whatever it may be for you guys, is the Two of Swords. So, um, when I asked more about the Two of Swords, I got the Ace of Pentacles, and I think, and I clarified a bit more. I asked what was causing the Two of Swords and got Three of Pentacles, and then I asked one more time, tell me one more thing about this Two of Swords. So, you're at an impasse. That's what I can see. You're at an impasse. Perhaps you are left in a compromising position. So, whether that's career or love, meaning that if you want to keep this, you are compromising perhaps a part of you, or I'm not sure if I'm making sense there. Um, there's also a little bit of willful blindness here where it's like, I just don't want to deal with this. Like, I know that this isn't right. I know that this person betrayed me. I know that my workplace is toxic, but I don't want to deal with it. And with that Ace of Pentacles there, I feel like in terms of relationship, you might be wondering, you might be at this impasse and kind of being willfully blind because you're thinking, can we just start this over? Could we just start over and it would all be good again and we could plant a new seed? Because what's causing this is the Three of Pentacles. So I think you're wondering, or wishfully thinking maybe even, um, I don't want to say wishful thinking because I didn't see the nine of Cups, but I think that you are ignoring something because a part of you is thinking we can just put in the work, we can put in the effort, and we can build something. I can do this, right? But the Two of Swords is just not. There's something that makes me feel like this is not a fair situation to you. And with Strength there, it's just you compromising for this situation to try to make it work is requiring a lot of strength from you. Um, in terms of work, it's the same thing. Maybe you're trying to think, could I just stick it out? But for some of you, this is about something new that you maybe don't think you can have. Maybe this could just be the potential of a new, healthier relationship, right? But it's going to require a lot of strength to end this one, right? And in your heart, you might know there's got to be something better out there, right? Um, but again, you're just going to need a lot of strength. And I think you might be wondering, can I do it? Because funny enough, strength represents uh, it's a fire energy, and it does represent Leo. So we have the Queen of Wands over there. So for some of you, you are trying to get the strength to walk away from this person, but perhaps there's something that keeps pulling you back to them. Maybe they're manipulative. Maybe they've cut you down so far in terms of this energy that you don't think you can do any better. But you can. And yes, in terms of career, you might be sticking with something that feels safe and familiar, because you're you don't have the strength to leave. It's scary to end a job and start something new and not really know what's going to happen. Um, I'm trying to see if anything else is coming through. Another thing too could be like if you've been at your job for a long time and you know you could probably get another one, you don't want to start from the bottom again. Maybe you're really high seniority and you're like, "Ugh, but this job is toxic and the people are toxic and you know, you would have to start at the bottom again. And so you're just ignoring it right now, but you're not really helping yourself. But because it's a retrograde, I'm going to tell you to just hold off um, and wait till the retrograde's over before you do anything permanent because you'll be thinking clearer. You'll probably be able to get that strength if that's what you need, and you'll be able to end it or walk away from whatever, um, knowing all the facts and being able to just logically look at it in a clearer sense than you'll be able to during March and April. Um, your advice in the tarot cards was the Empress, and I clarified it with the Ten of Pentacles, and then I asked why, and I got the Devil. So anytime I see advice with as the Empress in term, especially when I think that there might be some relationship problems, the Empress to me is self love. It's watering your own garden first and letting it grow. And with that Ten of Pentacles, this is telling me that you need to work on not only your self worth and your self esteem, but on your own inner security and perhaps even on your own financial security. Because remember, we had the Nine of Pentacles as your obstacle here. So maybe you are one of those people that have constantly relied on a partner to have a higher income. Maybe you've always been with wealthier people, or it doesn't even have to be a wealthy person. Two incomes is always better than one. And maybe that gets you trapped in situations. Maybe there's been times where you didn't want to let go of a situation because of the lifestyle you built. And so this is saying work on yourself, work on your money, and get that solid foundation, because once you're there, you're just going to naturally attract a different type of person, and you're not going to commit to someone or chase someone or be even interested in someone for the wrong reasons, because that's what the Devil's telling me. Why you need to do this is because of the Devil. So this is some probably some subconscious emotional stuff that you are hanging on to, and for me, a big thing I'm seeing here is codependency. And perhaps, yeah, codependency is the best way I can see it. You know, maybe feeling like you need to feeling the need to fix someone, just getting yourself into some really unhealthy, toxic relationships, and for the wrong reasons. Well, it's always for the wrong reason, but in terms of career, this may be the exact same thing, because you know, we have relationships in all aspects of our life. Well, most of us consider just our intimate relationships with our partners, but you know, if you build up your self-worth and self-esteem, you're not going to tolerate being mistreated by coworkers, by friends, by your family, by whoever it is. And this could also be saying once you do this, this is going to follow, right? Our self-worth is often attached because it's energy, right? So when we feel good, we can attract more good. If we're feeling really low and worthless, it may reflect in our income in some cases, right? I know in my case it definitely did. I never really considered that till now, but when I really struggled with that, I also struggled with money. So, and then when I learned to love myself, money just started being easier. So that might be a message for some of you. I'm trying to see if anything else is coming. Your two oracle cards. I'm going a bit longer for this reading, but that's okay. The first one you had was Yin in reverse, and it's number 2. And the second one you had was Regeneration in reverse. And I pulled 2 just because I felt like it, but I think you're going to resonate with both of them. So Yin is typically the feminine energy. It's the principle of like being receptive and letting someone else make the move and all that. But when it's in reverse, there's something blocking that. And so this card is all about exploring, like you're, so this is an advice card, so it's asking you to really explore and ask yourself some questions about receiving. Virgo, do you have trouble receiving? And perhaps you stop your own flow of abundance because you insist upon being the giver in all situations, work, family, love, relationships. And this is saying you can't always lead, you can't always give, and you can't always teach. Sometimes you have to be the student, and you're being called to really open up and let love in abundance and just receive. And so for some of you, this isn't about, for some of you, yes, maybe you're in a relationship with someone, you've got all the issues, and so you're putting up your guard and causing all this drama because you have a fear of receiving. That definitely could be for some of you Virgos. But for more of you, I'm thinking the message is you get yourself into relationships with people who are takers and don't value you, don't respect you, and ultimately it's because at a deep level you have a fear of receiving. You don't know how to receive, and believe me, I have been there. It was hard when I first learned how to actually receive because I'd never allowed myself or maybe given myself the opportunities for it. And so when I finally met someone who was a giver too, it was difficult. And so Virgos, you may be sabotaging yourselves in terms of the partners you pick, the jobs you pick, because you're afraid of receiving. So in terms of jobs, you might be doing a mediocre job when you have the potential to be your own business owner or a director or a boss, but you're keeping yourself low because you're afraid of the success. You're afraid to receive. So that's big message for some of you. And then the other message was regeneration in reverse. It's number 46. So that is a 10. And 10s are about endings, but it's in reverse. So both of these cards are giving you extra protection in the reversal position. And the regeneration card is saying that, endings come in many forms, and you need to stop holding on to what needs to end because something better is trying to take its place, but you may be blocking that. Now, interestingly, we saw that you're thinking about death. We saw that you're struggling walking away. We saw that you're not feeling valued and worthy, and we saw that there's this new beginning over here. And so this is a big message for you guys because every ending there's a new beginning. I'm not saying you're going to break up with someone and you're going to meet the love of your life the next day, but you can't really explore the opportunities if you're holding on to something that's toxic. So this is saying just to let whatever isn't working in your life, job, relationships, whatever it is, to die. Because you're trying, the universe is trying to help you transform and grow and evolve, and you might be digging in your heels a bit. So, that's all I have for you, Virgos. I hope that it was helpful for some of you. And please like, share, and subscribe if you resonated. So thank you for watching.